you today? It is what, the 5th? March 5th? The 5th. Yes. There are so many. Oh, it's March. It's March. I'm having a hard time with the whole it's March thing. Like, I swear it was just New Year's. Maybe. I don't even know. But, yeah, it's March 5th. No idea how that happened. March 5th already, dudes. Whoa. Okay. So, this is probably going to be a short one today. Hi, Monica. It's so good to see you. I have been really sick. I was really sick on Monday. I don't really remember Monday, and I'm kind of glad I don't. And I was kind of in and out yesterday, and I'm still not feeling great today. And the weirdest thing ever is I'm nervous. Like, I don't get nervous talking to you guys, but for some reason I'm nervous. And I don't know if it's like related to the fact that I'm just like getting over being sick or what it is. But being nervous on top of the fact that I'm just getting over being sick is not helping the stomach area. I'm like, whoa, not feeling great today. So I don't know how long we'll be. I think I really need to go upstairs and get a ginger ale and maybe take a nap. But I have fun stuff for you today. First, I have to brag. Look what I made. This is, let's show the other side. Okay, but you can see what I made mistakes. See where there's a little bit extra. I know it's fuzzy. There's no good close. This is not a camera made for close-ups. But this is, you can see where there's extra kind of black on that side and there's extra white on this side. But this I made on my Inkle loom. An Inkle loom, it's not anywhere where I could reach it right now, but people still use it. It, however, is, I'll get to that in a moment here, Monica. Sorry, I drank water and now I'm burpy because I'm getting over being sick, and water and being sick makes burpy. An Inkle loom, it's really cool. I'll have to show you the Inkle loom sometime, but like I said, not within reach right now. But I went to a medieval event a couple weekends ago, and somebody there was giving a class on Inkle loom, which I have done before, but she's really, really awesome at it. Like, she and I took a class together 2 summers ago, not this past summer, but the summer before. We took a class together. It's the first time I met her. Apparently my husband has known her for like ever. He's really good friends with her father. She's like in her mid to early 20s. And so her father is closer to our age, maybe a little older than us. My husband and I'm not talking about all of you. You're a million different ages. But anyway, her medieval name is Rosalie. She and I took a class together in Pennsylvania at this big medieval event we go to every summer. And it's the first time I ever met her, and it was an Inkle loom class. And she was like, "Oh yeah, I have this Inkle loom, and I thought I wanted to learn how to use it." And I was like, "Yeah, me too." We both were there with our Inkle looms that we'd had forever, and just wanted to learn how to use them. And well, she kept going, and I just, have a million and one other things. And so she's gotten just amazing at it. And so then a couple of weeks ago, I was in an event that she was teaching. Turns out she's actually local to me. Like I said, my husband has known her for a long time, and her father as well. So I took the class from her, and you can even see, like, here, if I fold it, you can see better, since it's hard to see on the camera. It's not as obvious as in person, but can you see, this is where I started, where it's a lot thicker, because the bottoms are lined up. And you can see where I started, it was a lot thicker because I wasn't pulling tight enough, because I was worried I was going to smush it. Right. And so she got me to like not be so afraid anymore. And so you can see as it starts to move this way, I started to get a little tighter and tighter until I got like a much more even tension. By about here, I started getting a much more even tension. And, there were a couple of places where I missed some stitches. here. I had my finger right on top of one of them. That's funny. And again, that's also at the beginning. As I got towards the end, I wasn't missing stitches. My tension was getting more even, and it was great because the class that she and I took together in Pennsylvania, it was more about like how to warp the loom and how to actually and how to get started and everything. And it was only, it wasn't quite as many threads. Hers, when she came in with a bunch of pre-warped looms. She and her father, because they do some really great woodworking, had made some mini looms together in their little shop. And so I didn't actually make this one. I guess I didn't make this one on my loom. I made this on one of her mini looms, but they made a class set of mini looms so she could bring in pre-warped looms, right? So she brought in pre-warped looms and they all had different colors on them. So of course I ended up with the gay one. Rainbows, yay. They were all different. And only 2 of them. I think she had 8 different looms, 8 or 10 different looms, right? There was this one, and there was one that had the trans colors. And my young friend Danny, who is non-binary, wasn't even intending on taking the class, walked by and went, "Ooh, trans loom," sat down and took the class. They were awesome. They had a great time. It was great. But they only sat down because there was a trans loom. Which I loved. But then they had other colors, like they had the colors for our kingdom and some other fun sets of colors. And it was really cool to see the different colors that people sat down at who were intending on taking the class anyway. I was intending on taking the class anyway. And I sat down at the rainbow one and I was like, I'll take whichever. If somebody else wants the rainbow one, I will take another one. But if nobody else is going to claim it, then I will. So anyway, it was really cool because the other class I took, it was more like how to get started. This class, she went over, she just walked around and watched us all as we were weaving and was like, okay, well, this is what you need to work on. And this is what you need to work on. And this is what you need to work on. And I was like, that is amazing, because she was able to give us each exactly what we needed. So if any of you are teachers out there, that's something to think about, is doing a class where, maybe you're not necessarily teaching the very beginnings, but you're having people do the work, and then you're walking around and looking. Obviously it needs to be a smaller class so you can do this, right? Because if you have a class of 30 people, it's not going to work. But there were 6 or 8 of us, right? And because we didn't use all the looms. And she was just walking around and looking at what each of us were doing. And if we had a question, she would answer it. But if we didn't, she would be like, okay, well, you see, this is something where you can, work on this part and work on this part. And she was helping us, even things I didn't realize that I could work, that I could do a different way or could use improvement. She was telling us. She was like, oh, you could work on this, and you could work on that, and so it was a really cool way. It was a really cool class to take. I loved her teaching method. So that's a note to those of you who may also teach. Doesn't have to be ankle loom. It can be any sort of craft thing. It was really cool the way she just was it was like, here, do this. And then she just walked around and let us know the things we needed to improve on and told us how to improve on them. So loved that. Before I go on to the next thing, there are a string of comments. Some are questions, some are comments. So Monica said hi. Monique said hello. Monique likes my rainbow. Thank you, Monique. Monica had a question. For Patreon, what is the difference between the lowest level and the mid-level tiers? Okay, I'm going to open up Patreon over here, and I discovered there was a way to look at it as though I am, helps if I actually go to the correct site. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Here, where's my share screen? Here it is. And I'm going to go over to incognito, and then I don't have to do the trick for look at it as somebody else. It's actually Patreon. It's at the Foundry. Okay. So you want to know here, let me take your comment off so that we can actually, or we'll leave it on and I'll just scroll this up so people can know what we're talking about. All right. So what happens is for each of these tiers, you get, so the crocheter is the low level tier, the lowest level one. And it's $5 a month. You're going to get access to the monthly crochet along, Q&A, and social live. Let me say that again. The monthly live Cal Q&A and social, and the monthly live Yarnist social. So we are going with 4 Wednesdays in a month. I know sometimes there's 5, but we're using 4 of them because there's always 4, right? It's like the question, how many months have 28 days? All of them. They all have at least 28 days, right? Well, they all have at least 4 Wednesdays. So, 2 of those Wednesdays, we have an open to the public live sit and stitch. This happens to be one of those. The live sit and stitch is today at 7 p.m. If you got a notification yesterday saying it was starting in 4 hours, I am very sorry about that. Like I said, I have been sick. And so my brain hasn't been working as well as normal. You will get the correct notification for the sit and stitch starting in 4 hours today if you get the newsletter from Crochet Foundry. And also if you get the newsletter from Jessie at Home, because it's open to everybody. All right. So twice a month there's an open to everybody sit and stitch, and then twice a month on the other 2 Wednesdays, and they alternate. So the first Wednesday and the third Wednesday are open to everybody. The second Wednesday is our crochet along Q&A themed social, and that is only open to people who are a patron. And the fourth Wednesday is just the live Yarnist social, again only open to people who are a patron. Okay, so, and it works, these categories, the different tiers, they all build on each other. So anything that's available on tier 1 is also available on tier 2. Anything that's available on tier 1 and tier 2 are also available on tier 3. So then our crochet along, like, we're still working on last month's crochet along. I don't have my one that I'm making here, because the people who are working on it are all still working on it too. So this month I'm doing an easier one, a shorter one. We started kind of late last month, so this month we're going to do a purse, a fun little crochet bag, because February's crochet along was this hooded cabled cloak. So it was a longer one that's taking a little longer. So I'm making sure that the one this month takes a little shorter, so that hopefully they kind of even each other out, because I don't want to skimp on the stuff that you get on any of these tiers. I want to make sure you're still getting everything. As you'll see, you get some other stuff related to the crochet along as well. In the Patreon community, there is a community chat for the crochet along, and then free to anybody. So if you go to Patreon at the Foundry and you click on chats, or you click on join for free, but you can join for free. And then within the chats, you will see that there is a chat for for people who want to have a Crochet Foundry chat. So that's going to be probably more crochet centered, and also a Jessie at Home chat, which is going to probably have some knitting and some other crafts and everything as well. So those 2 are free, but the crochet along chat that's geared towards the actual crochet along, that is only for people who are on the crocheter tier or higher. We will start, I'm going to start putting up votes for what you would like for upcoming crochet along. Some of them there'll be votes for, some of them there won't, because some of them I already know what they're going to be. And some of them I don't have something chosen for yet. So you guys can vote. Your features, you get the crochet along pattern. Sometimes, like for instance, the one from February and the one we're going to do in March, the pattern is free with ads free on the internet with ads. However, no matter whether it's free on the internet with ads or whether it's not free on the internet with ads, doesn't matter. No matter what, you're going to get the PDF of the pattern, the printable PDF with no ads. Okay, so the ad-free printable PDF, bonus printables for the crochet along pattern. Okay, so that in itself, simply the PDF pattern is going to be at least $4.99 if you were buying it. So that pays for it right there, right? You're also getting the bonus printables, which I usually add just an extra $1 if you're going to buy the bonus printables. So now it's worth more than that just on those 2 things. All right, you get a coupon so that you can get 10% off all crochet. It's a coupon code. and you just go in Crocheter, the Crocheter, you go into Patreon and you'll find it. And it's 10% off all Crochet Foundry magazines and bundles. The code doesn't change, so you don't have to stress. What happens is I have the code set so that it only works for certain customers. So when you become a Patreon patron, I add your email to the code. So if you are a Patreon patron and you're trying to use the coupon code and it's not working, make sure that you're signed into Shopify with the same email address you signed into Patreon with. If that still doesn't work, then send an email over to support@crochetfoundry.com and let me know. I may have missed adding you to the coupon code. Okay. Then let's see. I'm trying to go through this quickly. The 5-minute yarn craft tips and tutorials, twice a month, one public facing and one just for patrons. Those haven't quite started yet. I'm getting them started ASAP, but we will be adding those in. And of course, thank you for your support. Then when you bump up to Yarnist, you get everything I already said. You also get 10% off Jessie at Home patterns on Crochet Foundry, and there's a code for that. Again, doesn't matter that I'm posting the code public because I've made the code so that it's only available. It only works for people who are at this level or higher. So once again, if it's supposed to work for you and it's not working for you, first make sure you're logged into Crochet Foundry with the same email you log into Patreon with. And if that didn't work, then send me an email. And all that information is where you find the codes in Patreon as well. You get free printable bonuses for many of my Jessie at Home patterns. So I have a library of those free printable bonuses that I'm adding into Crochet Foundry, into Patreon. I'm constantly updating that and adding more and more of those free printable bonuses. If there's a specific one you want the free bonuses for, let me know. I'm going to do things I get requests for first. So always tell me. More free yarn themed printables. Again, always adding to that. If there's something you specifically want, let me know. There'll be another 5-minute yarn or other craft tip tutorial that I will be adding in. So that'll be 3 over the month. Behind the scenes, post sneak peeks and giveaways. And of course, thank you for your support. And then the artist goes up, everything from the crocheter and the yarnist. And there will be Patreon only polls for upcoming content, printables, and bonuses. More craft themed printables that you can get for free. A lot of these printables are going to be available on Crochet Foundry as things you can purchase either in bundles or one-offs. But of course, if you're a patron, you will get them for free. You will also be able to get one free knit or crochet pattern of your choice from my Ravelry store each month. Okay, so each month you'll get one additional free pattern from my Ravelry store. You will get a thank you in the credit, and that one for the one free pattern each month. Each month I'll give you a coupon code you can use for that month. Okay, for Ravelry. That works different than it works on Crochet Foundry. Thank you in the credits of at least one of my public videos each month. Most likely it'll be on the video, any of the videos that go along with the crochet along. And by the way, guys, any of the videos that go along with the crochet along, they may be posted through YouTube or through Raptive, which is another thing that puts ads on videos. So they may be with ads if you watch them off of Patreon, but if you watch them on Patreon, then they will be ad-free. Okay, so you'll have access to the ad-free versions of the videos, whereas the public-facing videos that go to any of these patterns will have ads on them. Let's see, and guys, all of that content will stay in the library. So while I will each month, you will only be able to get the PDF of the pattern for free the month of the crochet along. As long as the crochet along is running. Once the crochet along is not running anymore, you will no longer be able to get the PDF of the pattern for free. You will always be able to, as long as you are a patron on any level, you will always be able to watch the videos with the ad-free videos, and you'll always be able to get the bonus pattern, the bonus printables for free. let's see, over here we were at the free patterns. Thank you in the credits. There'll be some patron only posts with full access to the library of them, crafty behind the scene posts and such. Watch videos and see photos before anyone else. So we'll put up some sneak peeks of things that other people won't get to see. All right, so there you go. That's kind of the difference. And the main thing to remember is each one builds onto the last. So artist has artist in everything before, yarnist has yarnist in everything before, and crocheter is just crocheter. All right. Sorry, I tried to go through that as fast as possible. Monique says hello because she's popping in from both Facebook and YouTube. Monica would love to see the loom. I will bring it out on another live. I will show you the loom because, like I said, it's not reachable now, but I will definitely, I will try to remember to bring that loom. Monique has never loomed, if that is what you call it. You can call it loomed. People also will call it weaving, and it just weaving on a loom. There's so many different forms of weaving. There's so many different kinds of so many different kinds of looms. The loom that I used for this was an inkle loom, and that is the loom, one of the looms that I have here. That is the most loom-like loom. Like I also have like the little square rectangle looking weaving looms that we think of like with kids crafts. You know, I have more adult versions of them, but the inkle loom looks a little bit more like a loom, but it's still not one of those ones that you have to sit down at. You know, like you're not part of the loom. My friend Pia, who's one of our tech editors and the amazing designer behind Stitches and Scraps and Stitches. I always reverse it. Stitches and Scraps. Oh crap. Anyway, she has a big loom at her house, and it's fun. It's really, really fun. It's even, yeah, you're not allowed to sit at it if you've had, Jessie's not allowed to sit at it if she's had too many Malibus and Cokes. Like, I don't drink very often, but sometimes when I'm with Pia, I have a Malibu and Coke or two, and then I'm not allowed to sit at her loom. But, you know, she's like just north of Chicago, so it's not like I get to see her that often. All right, Monique, rainbows rule. Yes, they do. And yes, and I'm wearing the rainbow. I put thought into what I wear when I'm going to be seen, because especially now, that is important. I had a dream last night that I'm not going to say, because as much as like, yeah, anyway, I'm not going to say the dream that I had last night. It wasn't like naughty. It wasn't like that kind of naughty, at least. It was probably illegal naughty, but yeah, anyway, the world would have been better if that dream had come true. I guess, yes, I have the community, the Crochet Foundry community is freaking awesome. And there's a lot of great community aspects within Knit the Rainbow. Oh, within Knit the Rainbow. See, I'm reading my shirt now. Within Patreon. And the Patreon platform is really good. You know, I don't know if you all know this. I may have said it last week, but like I said, I've been sick and my brain is fuzzy. Patreon was actually created by artists, by somebody who wanted a site for artists to build their communities. Okay, so, and that's one of the reasons why it's called Patreon, is like, you know, there used to be people who were patrons of the arts. Like, I learned about the Medici family, which was a very famous family of art patrons, like in the Renaissance and such. But then again, I have 2 art degrees, so I don't know that everybody learned about the Medicis. But yeah, it's, you know, it's supposed to be kind of the modern day of how you can be a patron of the arts, and how an everyday person who doesn't have the massive amount of money that the Medicis had, how everyday people, all the way up to people with massive amounts of money like the Medicis had, can be patrons of the arts. But you can, you know, you can be a patron of the art, like you saw. You can join for free, which probably doesn't qualify you as being a patron, because patrons are supposed to donate to the arts. So I don't know that was why they don't really call you a patron if you're on the free tier, if you just kind of join for free. But I have 3 different tiers, and they're all pretty darn inexpensive to be a patron of the arts every month, you know? So yeah. Let's see. You get so much, plus the platform is, oh, you know what? That That was a double comment. That happens sometimes. You are welcome, Monica, for the info. And yes, stitches and scraps. Thank you. I knew I could count on Monique to set me straight when I would mix things up. Okay, this is great. Like, I have my amazing, wonderful mod who is dyslexic correcting me when I get something backwards. And I know that stitches and scraps versus scraps and stitches is not really the way dyslexia works, because my daughter is severely dyslexic. So I do know how dyslexia works. I just think it's funny. I did not study that, please. The Medici's, Monique, the Medici's were a well-known, very wealthy family during the Renaissance, and for many generations, who were patrons of the arts. So it used to be that a lot of times the whole way that people can, Monique looked it up, the whole way that artists could create art was they would have patrons who would basically pay for them to exist, and they'd give them a place to stay or pay for them for a place to stay and money to eat. And, sometimes they would just like give them a residence, and that included like, food and blah, blah, and everything, and a studio to work from and everything. Sometimes they would just give them money. Sometimes they would, but various things. The patrons would take care of the artist and buy the artist their supplies, their marble, their paints, their whatever they needed, so that the artist could create their art. And so that was what being a patron of the arts looked like then versus, what it looks like now. Things evolve. But yes, if you're interested in art, looking up the Medici family is very interesting. It's fun. I don't know as much about it as I used to. Peggy Guggenheim was your favorite. Like Peggy. Oh, there must have been another comment somewhere that I missed. Because you said, like Peggy, the Guggenheim was my favorite place you visited in. Oh, got it. Is it called Peggy Guggenheim was your favorite place to visit in Venice? Her gallery was insane. I'm thinking of the Guggenheim in New York, and so then I get confused. And I know there's Guggenheims in several places, and that's because, again, Guggenheim, patron of the arts. So I guess Peggy Guggenheim, is there one in Venice? Yeah, she was a patron of the artist. She used to pay art, so she was a patron. I should know more about Guggenheim, because I've been to, well, at least one Guggenheim museum. The one that's spirally round, that's the one in New York. That's the one that I've been to. Yeah, that's in Manhattan. I was trying to think, did I go to that when I lived in LA or when I lived in New York? I went to that one when I lived in Queens. It's in New York, because I went there with my family, and we walked through. We were someplace else first, and then we decided to go to the Guggenheim, and we were walking through Central Park. And as we're like walking through Central Park, right, we walked by a vendor. Okay, and first I will tell you that I was in like my early 20s, and I was in my early 20s. It was before it was before I was taking as many meds that caused me to gain a lot of weight. And I was in my early 20s and pretty darn cute, if I do say so myself. And I smile at everybody. I'm just a friendly person, right? I mean, and it doesn't matter that I have lived in LA, Chicago, and Queens, and worked in Manhattan. It doesn't matter. I smile at everybody. I freaking love people. As long as I can escape from them when I need to. But I'm walking with my family through Central Park, right? And we walk past an ice cream vendor, one of the ones with the little pushy carts and the ice cream. And like, I was like right there with my family. And then a moment later, I come running up to my family with an ice cream, right? And my dad's like, "Did you stop and buy an ice cream?" I said, "No, he gave me one." My dad's like, "What?" I'm like, "He looked at me, so I smiled, so he gave me an ice cream." My dad's like, "Oh my God." And guys, this is the story of my life. Like, it's just the way it works. Like, I swear to God, I don't do it on purpose, but I have gotten more out of life by being friendly than anything else. I don't even, it's not even a ploy. I'm just freaking friendly. I like to be nice to people. I like to make people smile. And sometimes people appreciate it so much you get free ice cream. So yeah, we were going to the Gutenberg, or the Gutenheim. Um, Gutenberg is the typesetter. We were going to the Gutenheim. I'm like, why did I say Gutenberg? But yeah, it's cool because it's like spirally. And if you have ever seen the movie, is it LA Story? The one weird movie with Sarah Jessica Parker and Steve Martin, and yeah, it's an interesting movie. But anyway, there's somebody who makes a joke about wanting to roller skate in the Gutenheim, and I'm like, yeah, that would be fun. It wouldn't be fun getting to the top, but I would like to get to the top, put on the roller skates, and then just go whoosh, But the problem is I'd fall flat on my face because I'd be like going zoom zoom and see a piece of art that I liked and try to stop, and then go. That was probably really loud for your speakers. Sorry. All right. So anyway, Monique said, sorry, can't type that fast, but you went to Italy, spent time in Venice with your mom, and that was your favorite gallery I visited. And I know she was known to have affairs actually with artists. Yeah, it probably doesn't surprise me. So she would get free paintings. Well, I wouldn't necessarily call them free paintings because, if you're a patron of the art, then if you're a patron, or if you're sleeping with the artist, either way, you've kind of paid for them, right? You've not visited the one in New York yet. Well, Monique, if you come out this way, I will gladly take you to the Gutenheim. And I will even buy you an ice cream on the way in. But I believe we have to have it finished before we enter the museum. I'm thinking they probably don't want you, looking at the Monets while dripping ice cream everywhere. Anyway, all right. So, okay, well, at least all of that chat was artist related, even if it wasn't necessarily so much crochet related. I was going to be fast today, and I haven't even gotten to much of what I was going to say today, but that's totally fine. I love it when you guys, derail me with things you actually want to talk about. I love that. Yay, ice cream! Yep. If you come to visit me in New York, I will take you to the Gutenheim and buy you ice cream. So here, I wanted to show you, there was some new stuff over on Twice Sheared Sheep. First of all, I wanted to remind you of these things, and I'm late to remind you of these things this year because all that's left now is the knitting kit. They're out of the crochet kit. But I know when Dawn came and chatted with us before, when she came and chatted with us before, they were talking about how they have the surprise box club for knit and crochet every year. So they're out of the crochet one. They still have some knitting ones. It says in stock 231. Well, that's a good sign. If you like to knit, awesome sauce. But these are, keep an eye over here for when these go for sale because they have really, really awesome stuff in it. So this is all at Twice Sheared Sheep. Okay. But then what I really wanted to show you is they have some really cool new stuff coming out. All right. I saw this over at Vogue Knitting Live. I saw some of these and they're really cool and they work. They're a gauge, a quick gauge. So you don't have to measure the whole 4 inches and count and everything. You can line up your stitches. With your crochet and it works. Is this one? Yeah, it works with crochet. I think it's made to work with a double crochet stitch. I don't remember. But it's super cool because we tried it. We had some, it was the crocheters there. We were all like, really? It works for crochet too? But it's Twice Sheared Sheep. And so if Twice Sheared Sheep says this works with crochet, then I know that it does actually work with crochet because they don't lie about that. They're good. They know their crochet in addition to their knitting. Monique, wish I could get one knitting or crochet. You love notions. Yeah. And she really does. She's good at, if she says it works for crochet, if Dawn says it works for crochet, it works for crochet. So you just line it up and test your gauge. And we were checking it out, and it was doing its thing like it's supposed to. Okay, so I think most of these photos do they only show it on? Oops. Well, yeah, I think the photos here are all on knit, but we checked it out at crochet at Vogue Knitting Live, and it was doing the thing it was supposed to do, which was pretty darn cool. All right, so they have the closed cat stitch markers now, but of course, I dropped my lid. Oh no! I have one of their well, I have more than one of their little tins, right? So and in that tin, one of the things I have are their open cat here. Let's see. Well, it's really, of course, I'm tiny, and yeah, well, that's not going to work. Anyway, they have the little cat stitch markers. They have the open ones now. Now they have the closed cat stitch markers, but as crocheters, we like the open ones anyway. ID cord organizers. These are great for the different length cords for either your circular knitting needles or your Tunisian crochet cords if you have them. The I cord, the cord quill I cord tool, which I showed you before. I also got that over at Vogue Knitting Live, and here so this is really, really cool. And look at that. I put it in its little holder and was able to not end up with a tangled, disgusting mess when I want to pull it out again. And here, I'll show you how this works when I get back on the big screen here. Okay, because you're going to yell at me if I try to do it on the tiny screen. Here, Monique says that she really makes things that solve problems, and it really helps us some of the issues when we're crocheting or knitting. Yes. It really does. She thinks about what you need, and you don't realize you need it until she's like, here, this works. See, like, okay, you know what? It never occurred to me that I needed, and now I need, and they're sold out. So like, put it on your wish list. You see, look, I have a wish list over here. Okay. So you can, when you open something up, you see you can, well, you would be able to buy it if it wasn't sold out, but you can also add it to your wish list. It's in my wish list. Look at these stitch markers. They go by 50s, okay? And they're the what does she call them? Does she call them the treble clef mark? I don't remember what she calls them. Melody. She calls them the melody stitch markers because they look like a treble clef or something. They do kind of look like a treble clef. But she calls them the melody stitch markers. But the point is that right in here is open. So you can clip it on a stitch and you can remove it. It's a removable stitch marker. Okay. So this works for crochet or knit, either one. Okay. And they count by 50s, and let's see, they go, okay. So I'm guessing that the larger size probably costs, nope, larger size costs the same price. I was going to say, if you only crochet, you can go ahead and buy the smaller size if the price is different, but the price isn't different. So it doesn't really matter. Because for those of you who don't knit, when you're knitting, the open part of the stitch marker goes on the knitting needle. And so if you have a thicker knitting needle, you need a bigger opening, right? Okay, so these are awesome. And like I said, they count by 50. So if you're doing a blanket or something that has like a bunch of stitches, you can use these to help you put one every 50. If 50 isn't enough for you and you want to do one every 25, then you can always just have another set of stitch markers that you hang on the 25. So you'll do another stitch marker and then the 50 and then another stitch marker and then the 100. Who knows, maybe she'll come out with a set that does the 25s, or a deluxe set that includes the 25s. So 25s and 75s, right? You get it. Yeah, and I love this. I love using the stitch markers and putting them on when you're starting with a really long crochet chain or casting out a really large number of stitches, knitting, either way, knitting or crochet. Because not only does it help you keep track of your numbers, but when it's time to join taking care not to twist, it helps because you start from the beginning and you get everything straightened out to the first stitch marker. And like the stitch markers, first of all, the gravity helps. It helps them stay where you want them to be. It helps them lay, like you can lay it flat. It really does help keep everything untwist. Like it helps you when you're doing the untwisting part and joining it. You can see it better. It just does. Like whether the logic makes sense or not, it really helps out with the take care not to twist part. So this is freaking brilliant. Never occurred to me to do this, but this is why this is Dawn's place in the world, to come up with all of this stuff that's going to make our lives so much easier, and we didn't realize we needed. Right? I love the stuff she thinks of. What else? There was something else. There were a couple other fun things in here. Oh, this Pama Llama Pom Pom Tassel and Llama Cord Maker. And he has a name, but now I don't remember his name because I saw Katie who does marketing for Toy Shear Cheap at the Knitting Live, and she told me his name, and I don't remember what it is now. But yeah, he has a name, and I don't remember. But anyway, here, let's see. You can make pom-poms with him. So you can make the pom-pom around his body, the pom-pom around his leg. You can make the pom-pom around his body that way. And see, there's that opening in the middle, so you can still tie things. You can make the pom-pom long around his body that way, and there's still the opening in the middle, so you can do your tying. And it also, actually, I think that this way is really more geared towards if you want to make a tassel. Let's see. So here we go. 4 ways, 4 sizes. Oh, look at that. I didn't even know that they had. That is so smart. They actually have like increments here. So we have 1.5 inches, 2 inches, 2.5 inches, and 3 inches. That's pretty nifty. Wrap them up for a ball, tie the yarn, cut the edge, and now you have a pom-pom. And look at that, they're showing you how to make the little lucette. I definitely think like the lucette, I would say, is going to be a lot easier on a lucette maker because his ears are still a little short for a lucette, possibly. Like it might be a little bit difficult, but still, it's still pretty awesome. I don't know if they show you making show them making the tassel on any of them, but obviously, you can make a tassel using the same parts that you make the the pom-poms from. See, so here's some uses for the lucette cords. I wonder what their 3 uses for the lucette cords are. Let's see. A drawstring. Oh, it's a little person. I was thinking it was a hat first. A hair bow. How cute. That is a cute little idea. Or a bow tie. Fred! His name is Fred! Yay! I'm so glad we watched that because his name is Fred. I kept wanting to say Fred, but whenever I joke around and like come up with a funny name, I always say somebody's name is Fred. And so I wanted to say Fred, but I was convinced I was wrong. His name is Fred. All right, so there you go. I think that was the last thing that I was really excited to show you about. Like I love all of these things go with the quill, the cord quill. It teaches you how to, there's a letter shaper, so you can do all the letters in the alphabet, uppercase or lowercase, and they have the wire that you can slide inside of this to write things you want to write. I like the do the thing stitch marker. And they actually have a crochet kit now for a beanie crochet kit, which is nifty. All right, so I just wanted to show you some of their free stuff because, like I said, I run into them at Vogue Knitting Live, and I was really excited about some of the new items they have. And did I say free stuff? I meant to say new stuff. I may have said free stuff. It's not free. It's new. I ran into them at Vogue Knitting Live and was super excited about some of their new stuff. So I wanted to share that with you. I said I would show you this when I wasn't on a teeny tiny screen. So it's really, they have the little like latch hooky ends here. You see the little latch hooky ends? So you make sure they're all this way. And it's really easy. You just wrap your yarn around all three of them and then pull, push down. Wrap your yarn around all three, pull, push down. And that's it. And you're making an I-cord. Okay, so pretty nifty. All right, there you go. And I made that really quickly when I did this. This was like a quick little thing that I did. And like you saw, it comes with this awesome little bag, which is great because it keeps everything from getting all like tangled up together. And I was able to, what I did was I just put this in its bag like this, right? So that if it were, I put it in upside down because it's more likely to get pulled on. And if you put it in right side up and it gets pulled on, you might pull it right off of the ends. But if you put it in upside down and it gets pulled on, it's not going to get pulled off the end. So I put it in upside down and left all of this stuff on the outside. And then I just wrapped it around and ta-da, nice and easy to carry along. And those hooks aren't catching on everything. All right. Let's see. So Monique has a large wish list as well over there. I love the stitch markers. The llama is very cute. Yes, Fred. His name is Fred. So yeah, this is the little tin that I have. And they also have the little dividers that go in these tins over there. I love it. And then I have, when Dawn was here, and we're going to have Dawn back again. When she was here the last time, she showed us how to use the row counter for crochet, which was really cool. I have the hiccups again. And oh, there was one other thing. Well, yeah, we'll have Dawn come back and show us a bunch of stuff again because she was cool. All right. Let's see. I shared the twice sheared sheep new items with you that I wanted to share with you because I think they're really, really useful. Again, it's just twiceshearedsheep.com. And those were just some of their new items. Yes, I am an affiliate. I did not give you affiliate links because it's really hard to share links on here. And I could have shared them in the description, but I didn't. But mainly the point of sharing them with you was that it's really useful stuff that I love. And so I wanted to make sure you guys knew they have some more really useful stuff, especially those counting stitch markers. Those are so cool, right? Like, brilliant. Like, so cool. You tried to put the site. Oh, okay. I probably have it up here. Let's see. Here, I can do one. Here, I'll just do the main site real quick. Come on. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Monique, it wouldn't let you put the site up because they don't allow you to share links as a comment on one of the sites that we stream to, maybe more than one of them. I'm not sure. But there you go, twiceshearedsheep.com. That's where we were. Really awesome stuff. So yeah, we did that. And then, like I said, I have this. Oh, I wanted to tell you what I was actually going to do with this little strip. I need to make Kyla a new sketchbook because the sketchbook I made her is like, I think she said she has one page left. I was supposed to make her a new one a while ago. I still haven't gotten to it, but I need to make her a new sketchbook. And so I thought it would be fun to put this on like part of the new sketchbook that I'm going to make her. So I don't know. I have somewhere a bunch of Doctor Who stickers, and it's driving me batty, guys, because I went to grab them before the live because I was going to show you them when I showed you this. And be like, yeah, because I was going to use some of the Doctor Who stickers with the on the book somewhere. I don't know where. I'll figure it out. And I can't find them. I I put them someplace safe so I wouldn't lose them. And so I would have them when I was ready to make the book for Kyla. They're so safe. They're even safe from me. Don't you love when you do that? So, yeah. Let's see. I have some more comments. So, oh, yeah. Monique, I guess you can put the link on Facebook. You just can't put it on YouTube. It would make a great belt. It would were it longer. That's as much as I made. Or a strap for a bag. Yes. And Kyla has a bag. Actually, Rosalie, the lovely young woman who taught this class, made a bag for Kyla that has, because Kyla's medieval her device, her like coat of arms thing, has a unicorn on it. And so and Rosalie's father, I think has access to an embroidery machine. And so Rosalie made Kyla a bag that has the unicorn on the front, and it's like a messenger bag, right? And then she made a really, really cool strap on the inkle loom for it. Monique makes things safe from herself all the time. Yeah, that's always the best. I'm gonna put it here where it'll be nice and safe, and it's so safe you never see it again. I will find the Doctor Who stickers, and I will make Kyla her new book, and I will make sure to share it. All right. And maybe even share some behind the scenes of making the new book over on Patreon. That would probably be in the artist area, because that's beyond just yarn kind of stuff. All right. I think we are good for now. I really should try to have some toast or something here. But it was great seeing you all today. Thank you so much for stopping by. We have our live open to everybody sit and stitch today at 7 p.m. Eastern, which is 6 hours from now. That means if you are on the Crochet Foundry, newsletter in 2 hours, you will be getting a reminder. I have been trying crackers. Actually, on Tuesday, I had 3/4 of a cracker. On Monday, I had 3/4 of a cracker. That was my food intake for Monday. 3/4 of a cracker. Yeah, but then I on Monday night when Doug went out, I had him bring me back. I asked him for Pedialyte or Gatorade, but apparently the store didn't have Pedialyte. I think he might have been looking in the wrong place. I'm not sure. But he brought me back Gatorade. And so I did have, during the day on Monday, I had mint. I had like maybe half a mug of mint tea, and like half a can of ginger ale, and 3/4 of a cracker. But on Tuesday, I had the rest of the cracker plus 3 more crackers, the rest of the tea, the rest of the ginger ale, and like a giant bottle of Gatorade, and I think 2 pieces of toast. So, and today I had a pancake, 1 pancake, and I'm doing good. Some more ginger Gatorade. So we're doing better. I don't know liquid IV. I'm guessing that's a drink. It's probably, yeah. See, I prefer Pedialyte to Gatorade because, again, I think it's got like less sugar. It's got more of the healthy stuff. It's definitely better. But anyway, I will look up liquid IV. It was awesome chatting with you guys. Thank you for dealing with me being a little bit scatterbrained. And I will hopefully see a bunch of you at 7 o'clock in like 6 hours and 4 minutes from now, or 6 hours and 6 minutes from now, because I liked when I see you guys. So make sure to come on over to the Zoom and join up, and I will see you then. And I will see you again as well next week. Oh, and on Friday is the March issue of Crochet Foundry. It comes out on Friday. Yay! All right. See y'all later. Bye-bye.